And if you look at the FEMA camps in Fairbanks, Alaska, it can hold up to 2 million people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And in these FEMA camps, you have guillotines. It's not a lie. There's a law that was passed in Georgia in 1995, which mentioned that guillotines are on American soil. There's
30,000 of them.
At least 30,000.
That was back then. How much?
That was back then.
Year 2020.
So we're talking about 25 years ago. So this is what, and why this martial law? Well, that's because look at what's going on in the United States. There's so much chaos in the major cities. We saw what happened in Minneapolis, Seattle, Portland, and other cities as well. You had I believe the National Guard that was brought in. It's just a test. It's a foretaste of what's going to happen, regardless of who the president will be in November, who's going to be elected.
The most wicked one
would it be Trump or Biden? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. You'll have martial law. You'll have FEMA camps, and then Sunday laws will come, and that will be the mark of the beast. And speaking of guillotines, if you think this is not real, listen to this. Another Democrat, volunteer by the name of Chris Jacobs, was caught by Project Veritas and their leader, James O'Keefe, a brilliant man who catches people in their words. And Chris Jacobs said that he supports guillotines.
Chris Jacks, is that seat taken? How you doing? This is you on hidden camera talking about the need to change the country with violence.
It's going to take a strategic hit against the 21% that's in charge.
2020 is a political revolution. I am going to do everything morally acceptable to win.
You guys are amazing. You guys are truly unbelievable.
Can I quote you?
When you ask somebody a question, what would it take?
I will lie, I will cheat, I will steal, because that's morally acceptable in this political environment.
Why do you think that's morally acceptable in this environment, to lie, cheat, and steal?
I am a member of the Democratic Party.
What positions are those?
I'd rather not get into it because it has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say is, yes, I will lie to people who lie to us. I will cheat people who cheat us.
How do you cheat? What type of cheating are we going to be doing in this election?
I can't answer that question. What is your name?
My name is James O'Keefe.
I've heard of your name.
I'm quoting you here.
And I'm
it's on tape.
speaking to you. You're absolutely right.
Guillotines, motherfucker, that's all I gotta say. Option A, what I'm proposing. Option 2, slicey boys.
Why the obsession with guillotines?
It is a readily known symbol for anybody who has been in any sort of political and revolutionary talk.
We didn't put these words in your mouth.
You're right. You asked the question.
We have the tape.
You're
we
right.
have the questions. We'll
You're
play
right.
it. So,
and I stand by everything that I said.
Do you work for McCorkle?
No, I don't work for anybody. I'm a volunteer.
All right.
What's your position in the Democratic Party?
No comment.
Wow. Who on earth, with a right frame of mind, would support guillotines to kill people?
Because it's coming.
He's the chair of our revolution in Weld County, Colorado. So he's advocating a revolution, he's advocating guillotines. What happened in France in the late 1790s, it's coming to the United States. They already had the guillotines. Look, it's not fear-mongering. Check the law that was passed by the Georgia legislator in 1995. We need to get ready. We need to obey God in everything.
In June 2013, and the U.S. government has recently purchased 30,000 guillotines. Yes, you see it right there. Now, this was lobbied for by Congress, and it passed. You have to ask yourself if all the beheadings of the Muslims that they're pulling off, well, the Muslims beheading people all across the place, if this isn't to try to desensitize the U.S. for future events, because as the information comes out, it looks like 15,000 are being currently stored in Georgia and 15,000 currently stored in Montana. Now, you need to go and research Rex 84 and get caught up to speed if you haven't for what is going on with the prison camps. Do you see what is going on behind your back? They've got you blinded by the mainstream media. There's also a little list of all the camps that are in each state.
Listen to this, folks.
I was pulled to the road, was filled with, which I thought was portable toilets. I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that. And his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100, at that time he said there was 125,000 there. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation. As I went back to my home office, I spoke of it there, and of course people usually don't want to hear too much about this kind of thing. So it's never been mentioned, publicly, except just here and there, because most, like I said, the reaction I got, people didn't want to know about it, the few people that I spoke to.
And the brother of the man that owns this field, that the government is leasing this field from to store these disposable coffins, this brother was given 3 years to set up temporary morgues around the country. Now, we found the website that we think these disposable coffins were made at, and we noticed that the lids that they're advertising on the website were rounded. But the lids, hundreds of thousands of lids there, the lids we found, folks, were flat, and they were reinforced. You know what that could mean? You can stack them on top of each other. That's a lot neater to stack them in disposable coffins.
Exclusive government activating FEMA camps across America, across the United States. Sent to us by people in government. I'll just leave it at that. And it's got the 5 regions for the FEMA camps. And it talks about barricades and barbed wire and armed guards. And it says that they've built the camps and that now they need to get ready to staff them. And that they need to be ready within a 72-hour period. And so I want to challenge everybody to call their friends and their families now and realize that the new economy is to put tens of millions of people, we already have the biggest prison population in the world, in this archipelago, this giant chain of facilities all over the country.
They take you to the FEMA camps being built by Halliburton right now to house 50 million Americans. They're building enough concentration camps in America by Halliburton. Now, if you go out and you find a pink dot on your mailbox, that means that they believe you'll be a good slave and you're going to go along with the program and serve our international Antichrist masters. And that's the problem we have today. This conspiracy is so monstrous, so demonic, that we tell people about it and they say, you're crazy. This is America. It can't happen here.
Last thing the men behind the curtain want is a conscious, informed public capable of critical thinking, which is why a continually fraudulent zeitgeist is output via religion, the mass media, and the educational system. They seek to keep you in a distracted, naive bubble, and they are doing a damn good job of it. This is Aaron Russo, a filmmaker and former politician. To his left is Nicholas Rockefeller of the infamous Rockefeller banking and business dynasty. After maintaining a close friendship with Nicholas Rockefeller, Aaron eventually ended the relationship, appalled by what he had learned about the Rockefellers and their ambitions.
I got a call one day from an attorney woman I knew, and she said, would you like to meet one of the Rockefellers? I said, sure, I'd love to. And we became friends, and he began to divulge a lot of things to me. So he said to me one night, he said that there's going to be an event there, and out of that event, you're going to see we're going to go into Afghanistan, so we can run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We're going to go into Iraq to take the oil and establish a base in the Middle East, and we're going to go into Venezuela and try and get rid of Chavez. And the first two they've accomplished. Chavez they didn't accomplish. And he said you're going to see guys going to caves looking for looking for people that they're never going to find. You know, he was laughing about the fact that you have this war on terror. There's no real enemy. He's talking about how by having this war on terror, you can never win it because it's an eternal war. And so you can always keep taking people's liberties away. And I said, how are you going to convince people that this war is real? He said, but the media can convince everybody it's real. I mean, you know, it's just that you keep talking about things, you keep saying it over and over and over again, and eventually people believe it. You know, you created the Federal Reserve in 1913 through lies. You create 9/11, which is another lie. Through 9/11, then you're fighting a war on terror, and now all of a sudden you go into Iraq, which was another lie, and now they're going to do Iran. You know, and it's all one thing leading to another, leading to another, leading to another. Now, I would say, what are you doing this for? What's the point of this thing? You have all the money in the world you ever want. You have all the power. I said, you know, you're hurting people. It's not a good thing. And he would say, what do you care about the people for? Take care of yourself and you take care of your family. And then I said to him, what are the ultimate goals here? He said, the ultimate goal is to get everybody in this world chipped with the RFID chip and have all money be on those chips and everything on those chips. And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off their chip.